All right, first let's talk about slope. How do you find slope? Remember that slope can be done as change of y divided by the change in x. So, what's the change in y? Well, this is x, this is y, this is x, this is y. The change in y is -1 to 8. So how does a -1 get to 8? It went up 9. So that'd be a positive 9. Okay? How does a 3 get to a 5? That's 2 steps up as well. So that's going to be a 2. If it would have gone down, I would have written a negative number. So 9 over 2, that's the slope. Now let's talk about how to solve for a specific variable. In this one, we're solving for x. We're just going to move all the letters to the other side, starting with the one that's furthest away. So in this situation, the h is the furthest away from the x. So we're going to do the opposite of what h is doing. So h is dividing, so we're going to multiply by h. If I multiply both sides by h, the h will cancel, and I will be left with f of x plus 3y equals b times h. Okay? So that if I multiply this side by h, the h will cancel, leave me with an h here. Then the next thing is the 3y is adding with x. So the opposite of adding 3y would be subtracting 3y. So that's gone, minus 3y. Now I am left with f of x equals b times h minus 3y. Then to leave the x by itself, we're going to divide by f. It is gone. Divide everything over here by f, and we are done. X equals b times h minus 3y divided by f. Now we're going to be working with this here. How do you solve for a specific variable if the specific variable has 2? First, you're going to shift everything to the same side, so then now it looks like this. And things that don't have an x, I'm going to shift back to the other side. Why did the plus b become a minus b, and why did the vx become a minus vx? Because you moved it from one side to the other, which means it changes signs. Now I have everything on the same side. All the x's are on one side. All I have to do now is simply factor out the x. Okay? So now we're going to reverse the distributive property. So now we're left with x 3 minus v equals negative b minus 2. So I factored out, if I were to do the distributive property, I would end up with this. So I reversed it. Now, x and 3 minus v are multiplying, so we simply have to divide. And you're left with x by itself, and it equals negative b minus 2 divided by 3 minus v. Now we're going to work on this, how to solve an absolute value. Remember that absolute value makes everything positive. So if what's inside of here equals 3, it's going to equal 3. If what's inside of here equals negative 3, it'll also result in 3. So this has two solutions. This has a solution where x plus 8 equals 3, and has another solution where x plus 3 can equal x plus 8 can equal negative 3. Okay, so I'm simply going to subtract 8 from both sides. X equals negative 5. Here I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. X equals negative 11. So now I have two answers, negative 5 or negative 11. Remember that when this is graphed, it makes a V shape. All right, this one here. So here we're looking at something in point slope form. Okay, they gave you a point and they gave you a slope. Remember that the formula looks like this. So it already has a minus sign. So I didn't put a negative 8 in here. I actually just put an 8. And what I put in here was a negative 3. So when you pull the point out of here, it actually is the opposite of whatever it says. We should know that the slope is a half. And the point that you're going to start with is going to be at 8, negative 3. The x is next to here, and the y is next to the y. So if you were graphing this, you would start at this dot and then go up this slope. Up 1, right 2. Up 1, right 2. Up 1, right 2. and you would graph it perfectly. All right, let's shift over here. We're going to factor this and then find the zeros. So let's factor this. What two numbers multiply to make 12, but when you add them together, they make an 8? So the two numbers that add up to multiply to make 12, but when you add them, they make 8. You're thinking 6, and you're thinking 2. That is correct. This plus sign means that both of the signs are going to be the same. So this sign and this sign are going to be the same. This one says that the largest one is going to be a positive. So I know that 6 is going to be positive, and I know that this one has to be the same. If you really wanted to double check yourself, you could do the distributive property twice, and you could and check if it equals this exact number, and you'll know you're right. Now let's find the zeros. How can I make this equal 0? Well, if this equals 0, 0 times anything will equal 0. And if this equals 0, 0 times anything will equal 0. So the number that I would have to put in here to make equal 0 would be a negative 6. The number that I have to put in here to make it equal 0 would be a negative 2. And that is it. All right, now I'm going to show you how to convert this into vertex form. So first we're going to move the 3 to the other side. So this says x squared plus 14x equals 3. Then I'm going to cut this in half and square it, causing me to have a new c. Half of 14 is 7. 7 squared is 49. I add 49 to this side, but also whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. So I'm going to add 49 to that side. So now this is a perfect square. So now I just cut the middle number in half, and it becomes the middle number here. Then this now equals 52. I have to move it back to the other side. So x plus 7 squared minus 52 equals 0. Now this is written in vertex form, meaning that this is definitely going to go to the left 7, and it's going to go down 52. The vertex, at least, of this quadratic formula, which is shaped like a U. All right, then let's talk about graphing for a second. So graphing this, okay? First, you're going to do negative b over 2a. So negative b is going to be negative 4 over 2a. A is 1, so that's just going to be 2. So the axis of symmetry is on negative 2. So negative 2 is right here. So this is the axis of symmetry, the mirror. Okay? Then you're going to do, you're going to plug in the negative 2 into this equation. So negative 2 squared plus 4 times negative 2 minus 2. So negative 2 squared, because negative 2 is, the negative is inside the parentheses. So it's going to make negative 2 times negative 2, so it'll make positive 4. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 minus 2. So this would make negative 4 minus 2. My end result is negative 6. So the axis of symmetry is the vertex has to be somewhere here. And the vertex is at negative 2, negative 6. I plugged in a negative 2 and I got a negative 6. So negative 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ends up right there. Now the y-intercept is at negative 2. So negative 2, the y-intercept means is right here. Now remember, this is a mirror. So if I have something 2 to the right over here, I have to go 2 to the left from the dot, and that's where it's going to be. All right, so there you go. It's been graphed. All right, and I think that's it. Good luck.